What do people find badass, but is actually incredibly stupid? Doing badly in classes / skipping school. Posturing in bars. Bragging about getting in fights in public places. Threatening / emasculating other dudes over petty stuff. A long time ago I used to be a boxer. I did it from about the age of 12 until I was in my mid-20s and decided that getting punched in the head was a lot less fun than I thought. Luckily I was never punched in the head enough times to make that thought not happen. Anyway, as someone who was trained for a very long time to fight other people, I noticed one thing about guys like you describe. They're usually the biggest wimps around. I was never scared of someone who would threaten me in public because he and I both knew that the fight would probably be broken up before anything serious happened. No, it's the guys who want to fight you in a private place away from a crowd that you need to worry about. Trying to emulate sociopaths / psychopaths. Especially ones from TV / movies / video games. I knew a guy in college who was way too into the Joker. He started wearing a purple trench coat, mimicked the Joker's laugh, and even carried knives around. Though he never tried to hurt anyone. I mean, I'm all for loving dark characters, but believe me, you're not them and shouldn't try to be them. Also, people who think being rude and obnoxious on purpose makes them interesting. My sister's fiance is in a 1% motorcycle gang, and he loves to talk about how tough he is riding his bike through thunderstorms, windstorms, and all the peril he gets in along the way, hitting guardrails, losing control of the bike, etc. I just sit there like, that doesn't make you cool, that makes you stupid. Weaving in and out of lanes of traffic at high rates of speed. Disrespecting teachers. They are just trying to do their job. You don't gotta be a dickhead. Edit. I understand some teachers oppose, and some do not deserve respect. I'm using people who are rude and horrible to teachers, who try not to be nice and do their jobs. Hope this makes sense. People that brag about how crazy or psycho they can be. Like I go from 0 to 60 in 2 seconds flat. Don't pee me off. Try me BH. I'll pop off. Go to effing therapy. Shitty face tattoos. It's funny how artists get them as a sort of I'm all in on this. There is no going back. I either make it or I don't, because I'm now unemployable signal. Funny side story though. I've told this before. I do recruiting for a living and I once got a resume from a guy for a warehouse job that just said I have FU tatted on my forehead. But I'm the definition of don't judge a book by its cover. I really want this job. Please allow me a chance to speak with you. I Skyped with the guy. He was super qualified and you could tell he had turned his life around. I'll let the client know what to expect, and they met with him and hired him on the spot. Trying to act like Rick Sanchez from Rick and Morty. Yes, Brian. We all admire your newfound nihilistic worldview, so-called superior intellect, and aggressive atheism. Get out of my face. Bragging about how many hours you put in at your job and how each day you have to slam an energy drink just to hold your eyes open because you only let yourself get 3 hours of sleep at night. But hey, gotta chase the bag. Posting your whole life on social media. It's funny when you think how much some people value their privacy. Excessive drinking, at least with young people. It's weird when your young people seem to find being able to drink massive amounts admirable or impressive, but the minute middle age hits it becomes a problem and pitiful. I really do worry about some people I know who are younger and have massive drinking problems and who don't seem to be able to see the long-term problems it could cause them. Gangs. Veteran here. I'm willing to bet a pretty significant number of military members / veterans have had some version of the following interaction. Someone finds out I was in the military and tells me about how they were going to enlist / commission / sign up, but didn't for whatever reason. Not relevant to this thread, but I don't care why you didn't join the military, much like I don't care about other jobs you didn't apply for. More than once, I've had people say stuff like, I'd have done really well in the military, but I would have punched the drill instructor if they got in my face. That comment doesn't make me think you're tough. It makes me think you're a fine idiot. Yeah, The point of these is to create a stressful environment for you to deal with / overcome. But they're rooting for you. They want you to succeed. There are always some people, D's included, who are just assholes. But that's true with any occupation. At no point did I ever feel like the people yelling at me were actually attacking me personally, or that they didn't have my best interest in mind. It's the same dynamic as that tough teacher / coach who really believes in their students / team and what they're trying to accomplish. So, you're saying you wouldn't have made it through a low consequence, tightly controlled, moderately stressful environment where the primary stressors are on your side and are actively trying to make sure you succeed. Sure dude, I bet you would have positively flourished in the military. Smashing beer cans and bottles on their head. Pretty much anything an 18-year-old drunk would do. Rolling coal. Bullying. Showing your middle finger in pictures. Smoking. Smoking has made a real 180 in my lifetime. When I was a little kid in the 70s and 80s, if you wanted to show how badass a character is, you would show them dramatically lighting and smoking a cigarette. Then sometime around the mid 2000s I almost never saw anyone smoking. And now when I see someone smoking I notice it and think how dumb they are. And vaping? That S will never look cool. Edit, I'm going to add this for a little context. I smoked between the ages of 18, late 80s, and around 35. By the time I quit I was up to a 2-pack a day habit. I haven't smoked in over 15 years and don't really miss it. But if I really think about it, I can still feel cravings. But I almost never think about it. Don't know if it has a formal name, but people climbing up crazy high places and then dangling from a friend's arm or doing parkour or some stuff. It's like cool. If you mess up a little bit you die. If you succeed you get some fake internet points from people you don't know. Seems like a sound investment. / _. Not giving a res. I know it's Vorge but like. You should give a res. Giving a res is what makes the world a better place. Edit. Sorry. My bad. I worded this badly. Obviously it's fine to not care about certain things. I more meant people who make a big deal about not giving a res. If you didn't give a res you wouldn't need to tell everyone you don't give a res. Monster Energy drink stickers on their crap cars. Excessively loud car engines. Driving like an utter maniac down the highway then braking hard at the traffic light / junction. People that don't care about anything. To timing. Getting a big guard dog and not training it. So many bits. Cane courses. Prezzas etc end up as a liability. In pounds or at worst. Euthanized. My parents' neighbor got a German Shepherd pup. This guy is such a tool. I knew in him HS. He is a literal definition of a bag. Trying to cool and tough. So they get this pup to be a guard dog eventually and don't train him at all. He has lunged at my parents. Scared the crap out of my kid by charging Tiha. And it pisses me the hell off. They have an invisible fence for him. But one day he will figure out he can bust through it. His son also held my daughter down on the bus in kindergarten, trying to kiss her. He laughed it off after the bus driver called us in for meeting. That's my boy, he says. F you dude. Your kid is going to end up in jail. Flexing with weapons. But I guess it may be generalized to simply flexing. Vaping. Smoking. Riding a motorcycle without a helmet. Traffic dodging. Etc. Constantly being sarcastic or having an offensive sense of humor in order to seem contrarian. Barely communicating, like replying a short, cool answer to a question that then stays unanswered. Not knowing and having zero ambitions to learning. Being anti-school is cool when you're a teen, just barely and depends on your clique. But adamantly refusing to educate yourself is just stupid, especially when you're an adult. Bad grades. When I was in school, the bullies bragged about failing tests, lol. Counter-attacking with an insult when they're losing in an argument. Harley-Davidson motorcycle culture. Where I live there are many areas that are tourist destinations especially for bike riders and motorcyclists. Most are fine and do their own thing until the Harley groups come in. They are basically a bunch of Karens in leather vests They act all uppity, know everything and expect you to show them respect because of the logo on their vest. They are tough, but throw a hissy fit if you pass them in a 55 miles per hour zone while they are going 30. Bunch of 60-year-old babies trying to look tough. Not sleeping nearly enough. It's so weird how many people brag to me about how little sleep they get. I can't recall a single conversation with someone who actually gets enough sleep. And it's not like I go around asking people about their sleep hygiene, habits, or experiences. I don't even know how I get into these conversations. IDK. Maybe there is a predominant amount of people who have sleep issues and it truly is a huge issue that we don't address, and it's turned almost into a cultural issue too. And maybe I take my 8 hours for granted. Excessive bass in vehicles. Most vehicles today have plastic exteriors. When the bass is turned way up in vehicles, the plastic loudly slaps against the metal frame of the car. It sounds like total trash. I fully do not understand also. Superhero landing. Badass when it's done. Not so badass when you have knee problems down the line.